Hi, this is Monica, and you've made it to the Body Electric Supplement. Over here, we supercharge our lives. We work on self development. We break down walls. We work on self. We improve our lives. Okay. Today, I wanted to come to you with a reaction response video. It seems like lately I have been doing that. It's interesting, but I was recently watching Brown and Bendy's channel, and she had a video entitled Illusions from the 3D that are keeping you from flourishing in 5D. Now, here are my takeaways from that. So she was basically describing how the world, the environment around us, basically news and news media and the content that we consume influences our life. And whether you want to believe it or not, it is true. It is very true. She mentioned how it's programming. It's called programming, and it is programming. So she described how she had a feeling that what she was about to consume was low vibrational, and how it is important, in my opinion, yes, to maintain a strong mental diet, because if you consume the wrong things out there, you're going to feel bad, and it is going to affect your body. So I have notes here, and then my little boy, my kit here, he likes to be next to me. But anyway, so that mental diet is important. Thinking about how you take in news and what news is important to you, and why is it really that important to you? That should be a part of your inner work, even before you think about what kind of development, personal development you're looking to achieve, like what kind of goals you're trying to achieve in life. Do you really need to be watching those kind of gossip shows, or going to those websites? Like, why is that important to you? You know, why is that important to you? There is a thing called epigenetics, and that is basically how your environment influences your DNA, your genes, how your body is. Okay, so environment means what you consume, and that, yeah, of course, that means food. Most people, when they think environment, they're thinking about like pollution or things like that. But what about thought? What about mental content? What about entertainment? That influences you. Okay? That influences you right down to your core, more than you realize. Okay? So I'm glad that she noticed that. She's very enlightened. She's very aware. I'm glad that she foresaw it, that it was going to bring her down, and that she actually put some advice into her video, stating that when you are watching this kind of content, you don't want to take that in, connect with it, and basically ingest it. She advised more of take a objective approach to that content. You can watch it, but just know that there are messages being put out there for you to consume that you don't have to take. You don't have to take it. Think about this. The classic example that I can think of is, when we're in school, we were growing up, we watched those fairy tale movies, those cartoons, and we all had that vision of the prince coming to save you and all this other rigmarole, that kind of thing. So that's a type of programming, and we continue to program ourselves. by what we consume. Okay. So I'm glad that she kind of detached herself from it. And that's kind of what you have to do for yourself. You have to learn to detach from what is being placed in front of you. Okay. So what to put in place in that? Things that will make you high vibrational. And again, cultivating and curating your environment for optimal results. So that's why so many people think about it. Again, we do all the right things. We know how to do some of a lot of the right things. We just need to do more of it and eliminate the stuff that's so negative. So if you have a religious practice, if you do things like exercise, or you have a food diet that works for you, continue that. So having good habits really helps make you high vibrational versus watching gossip shows and listening to destructive music that kills your soul, or watching, and I have friends who do this, watching the talking heads, who I call the talking heads, like political things. I'm not knocking politics, but I'm just saying you can watch it with objectivity. Also, ask yourself, in what spirit is this coming at me for? Is it new? Is it information I can use? Is it information that they're trying to charge in me? They're trying to get me to believe a certain thing. Again, you can take this content in, but you got to really be careful with how you take it in. Okay, so always, I am a person that I'm always asking why. I'm like, why is that important? So that's one of those things you really, like, I'm not saying don't, but just know that it does influence you. Studies have shown that when people are, feeling certain states, like emotional states, they're more susceptible to disease. Again, back to the epigenetics. So that's kind of where they're coming from with this now. It's like, it's not just, eating bad food. It's not just pollution, like physical dirt in the air or in the water. It's also thoughts. It's also ideas. It's also like this, like, echo chamber of misery that you should not be consuming if you want a better life for yourself. I'm not saying don't be aware. Like I said, just be objective with it. We can be more in charge of our reality. I studied communications in college, and I understand a lot of the background of news and media, and I'm always really careful about when I'm watching things and what I'm seeing things that I do. My studies help me, prepare me to know, like, oh, they're targeting me for this reason, so it doesn't work. I'm not saying it's 100%, but it helps to just know that you're being targeted in a lot of different ways. And with that in mind, like I said, you can curate your own life. As Dominique was saying, bend your reality. Okay. So I challenge each one of us to think about, do an audit on your life, or audit on your consumption. I remember a few years ago at, I will say 2015, 16, I started curating more of my media, social media, that is. Even with, I started, I think, with Facebook. I blocked certain news feeds. I brought up certain other news feeds up to my news feed line. I just started molding it, shaping it. And then again, when it comes to the news I watch, I still watch a lot of news. I do. But I also pick and choose as what I need to watch. yeah, I mean, I could do a whole other video on how the media, you know, I'm not saying use us as us, but we are a product for them. Like, yeah, I can go into that. But basically, yeah, I pick and choose what I consume. When it comes to social media, you can make it work for you. So I follow the AP news versus whatever network broadcast news or cable network news. I go straight to the source. I go to where they go. I go to the AP news. And I also actually follow news from outside of the United States to get United States news, if that makes sense, because you know sometimes it's hard to look at yourself, even ourselves, as a nation or whatever, and be completely objective, right? You know, so yeah, so I do those kinds of things to help with my own mental diet versus, you know, taking whatever channel so and so from the I News or the Peacock or the I forget what the other one is, the Alphabet one, you know. So I don't just take their news. I use it for the weather though, and I put my TV on mute so I can watch the weather because hey, I need that. But anyway, so yeah, so it's important what you take into your body and into your brain and into your heart. Okay, I want you all to stay electric out there, supercharge your life. I'll be working on some sessions and some courses for 2022 if you're willing to join me. I want everybody to come out of the shutdown, and you know, where some of us are still in shutdown, some of us are not, but I want 2022 to be amazing for a lot of people. People are changing their jobs, they're changing their life. Why don't we just do that from the inside out? The inner work is the key. Okay? It's an ongoing process. Inner work is the key. Okay? We can bend our reality like Dominique says. Okay? Supercharge your life, like I say. This is Monica. Please like, subscribe, share if it inspires you. Comment also. What do you think? What are you going to try to get rid of in 2022 that is not helping your life, that is not supercharging your life? Okay? What are those things? What are you going to let go of? Okay? Take care.